What is a horoscope? To begin with, a horoscope is a map that appears as a two-dimensional chart. It shows the positions of the sun, the moon, and the planets at the precise moment of your birth. Correct interpretation of these birth positions can expose much about you. In poker parlance, it's the hand that has been dealt in life. Does this mean that your life has already been decided? No. A horoscope cannot reveal as to how you wish to play this hand. While you usually have the freedom of choice or free will, the horoscope can reveal the natural inclinations you have, the lessons you have to learn, the issues that you'll have to face, and the problems that you'll have to solve.
I personally feel that the starting point should always be the horoscope, which is why in ancient India, whenever a child was born, they immediately cast the horoscope. They didn't take more time, like let's see it later, for example. It is a system, a knowledge which is almost similar to a certificate. Now when a student comes into the class first time, he carries with himself a certificate showing his past performance. It is based upon that the current class itself should be in tune with that. For example, the teacher will know, okay, this student is very weak in maths by looking at the mark sheet. Now from that basis, an additional help is given to that student only on that. So it is like the horoscope almost is like the certificate of our past life. From that we are trying to project the possibilities. Even astrology is not perfect in that way. It only is an assumption that since he scored very low in 7th standard when he finished it, he is likely to suffer in maths in this class also.
It's not that the stars have a certain influence. The stars are like signs which mark, register the influence which is there at the moment of our birth. That influence which comes from the whole universe, from our being, from our God, is not that it comes from the planet. But everything in a holographic universe corresponds. As the energy is like that, the planet is like that. The energy doesn't come from the planet, but the planet marks, is like a sign, like a message, like a code, like a secret code, which shows more easily than trying to feel it how the energy was there in us at the moment of our birth. Now, it's possible to find the stone through astrology, but it's extremely difficult. I met very few astrologers, I'm sorry to say so, who can do it, because I hope I don't offend anyone, but one will have to have a very deep, intuitive knowledge of astrology, because two people with the same chart, interpretation can be different, and a deep knowledge of stones. Now, usually people specialize. You may have very good astrologer and very good people who know about stones. But for example, myself, I don't know much about astrology. So if I work together with my wife, we can find it. But it would require somebody who knows very well both astrology and the power of stones.
The most common way to choose a gemstone that a person wears, according to the Indian science, would be to wear it according to the dasha that the person runs. Now, what is this dasha? A human life is divided into 120 years, wherein the first 6 years is a Surya dasha, or the period of sun, followed by the Chandra dasha for about 10 years. Later it goes on to the Chava dasha, which is also the Mars, and finally Rahu, then the Guru dasha, then the Shani dasha, Buddha dasha, Ketu dasha, and the Shukra dasha. Now all these have particular years on them, and people prefer to wear the gemstone according to the kind of dasha, according to the period of the dasha that they are running.
Every horoscope has yoga karakas and Bad karakas, that is favorable and unfavorable planets, every horoscope, and we must analyze, we must calculate the person's horoscope and decide, come to a conclusion about what are the favorable planets of that particular horoscope, and according to those planets we have to give the gems corresponding to those planets, We are ultimately, the concept is you are trying to absorb the particular that favorable planet's rays into you. Our job is which planet is favorable to you.